You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Minecraft in the United States in one weekend made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends.
Rachel Zegler's starring role in the live-action Snow White remake was meant to be her crowning achievement. Instead, it became the center of a storm that allegedly culminated in an emotional breakdown after a confrontation with comedy legend Jack Black.
Rachel Zegler then inexplicably continued to post herself in an empty theater for her own movie. She's literally the only person there. Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
Chicken
When Zegler was cast as the iconic princess, Disney was confident they had found their perfect Snow White. But as production details leaked and test screenings began, whispers of trouble started circulating throughout Hollywood. Audiences who typically embrace Disney's remakes with open arms were suddenly pushing back, claiming this version had lost the magic of the original tale. Fan reactions turned from excitement to concern when rumors surfaced about significant changes to the beloved story. Social media lit up with speculation about how Disney planned to modernize the classic fairy tale.
The future of Hollywood is being battled out right now in theaters as 2 live-action remakes from the biggest studios in Hollywood go head-to-head.
While some welcomed fresh interpretations, longtime Disney enthusiasts worried that too many alterations might diminish what made Snow White special in the first place. Behind the scenes, chaos was reportedly unfolding. Multiple rewrites, last-minute edits, and significant reshoots created what insiders described as narrative whiplash. Test audiences complained of jarring tonal shifts and heavy-handed messaging that overshadowed the fairy tale's enchantment. One source claimed entire scenes were cut or rearranged at the 11th hour, leaving the continuity in shambles. The situation became even more dire when Snow White faced off against an unexpected challenger at the box office.
Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight.
While Snow White struggled to fill seats, the Minecraft movie shattered expectations, reportedly pulling in $300 million globally during its opening weekend. Box office figures revealed a shocking disparity. Minecraft allegedly earned $60 million on a single Saturday, while Snow White pulled in just a fraction of that amount. In what may have been the most telling sign of trouble, Zegler posted images of herself sitting alone in an empty theater showing her own film. These posts quickly went viral, with commenters noting the stark visual metaphor of a star sitting by herself in a vacant cinema. Rachel
Zegler then inexplicably continued to post herself in an empty theater for her own movie. She's literally the only person there. Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
chicken
The images seemed to capture everything that had gone wrong with the project, a disconnect between the filmmaker's vision and what audiences actually wanted to see. It was against this backdrop that Jack Black allegedly confronted Zegler. According to widespread rumors, Black questioned Zegler's handling of mounting criticism.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist, who's just clinical at this point, saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Premiere.
Sources suggest he challenged her tendency to dismiss negative feedback as trolling rather than acknowledging legitimate concerns from longtime Disney fans. The direct approach reportedly led to a heated exchange in which tensions that had been building for months finally boiled over. Some versions of the story claim the confrontation happened during a private conversation overheard by crew members. Others suggest it occurred during a press event, just off camera but within earshot of bystanders. Regardless of the setting, witnesses described what some called a full-on breakdown following the exchange. For a rising star carrying the immense weight of a Disney blockbuster on her shoulders, The direct challenge from a respected industry figure may have been the final straw.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Though neither Disney nor Zegler have officially commented on the alleged incident, the rumor spread like wildfire. The silence around the topic only fueled speculation. If there was no truth to the story, why not issue a clear denial? This hush became part of the narrative itself, with fans wondering whether the tension was symptomatic of larger creative chaos behind the scenes. Disney executives, including Bob Iger himself, attempted damage control.
You know what's interesting about all of this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
Assuring everyone that the film had simply been misunderstood. But their efforts seemed to fuel rather than extinguish the flames. Critics pointed to fundamental issues with the adaptation's approach. A classic fairy tale beloved for its simplicity had allegedly been transformed into something unrecognizable to fans of the original.
Rachel Zegler then inexplicably continued to post herself in an empty theater for her own movie. She's literally the only person there. And do you not understand how humiliating this is?
Hardcore fans who had seen advanced screenings described a film that lacked Disney's signature cohesion, bouncing between seriousness and whimsy without ever mastering either tone. They speculated that producers were desperately trying to balance modern messaging with fairy tale nostalgia, but ended up pleasing no one. Industry analysts now wonder if Snow White marks a turning point for Disney's live-action remake strategy. After years of mining their animated classics for guaranteed box office gold, audiences appear increasingly unwilling to support remakes that stray too far from what made the originals magical in the first place.
And the cops had to escort the rowdy teenagers out. The Minecraft movie is doing something magical. It's creating a live audience reaction event.
The notion that nostalgia alone can guarantee success seems increasingly questionable. For Zegler, the experience has been particularly challenging. Cast in a role that should have cemented her rising star status, she instead found herself at the center of a firestorm. The alleged breakdown following Black's confrontation symbolizes the intense scrutiny and pressure placed on young actors thrust into high-profile, controversial projects. The most damning criticism came from viewers who had previously embraced Disney's reimaginings like Beauty and the Beast and The Jungle Book.
Encouraging to see a movie that decided to do the opposite of Snow White, which is, according to all available reviews, including from the people that I trust the very most on this platform.
These loyal fans described a film that felt disjointed and unfocused, with an identity lost between trying to appease modern ideals and staying faithful to a centuries-old fairy tale. What makes this controversy fascinating is how it reflects broader tensions in Hollywood.
It is non-political. The Minecraft movie does not try to beat you and box you about the ears with the message.
The rumored meltdown represents the collision between traditional storytelling expectations and attempts to update classics for contemporary audiences. When that balance fails, the results can be dramatic both on and off screen. Looking forward, box office results will ultimately tell the most important part of the story.
It is just silly fun for kids, which is what a kids' movie should be.
If the final cut truly suffers from the reported issues, even star power and Disney's marketing machine may not be enough to salvage its reputation. The months ahead will reveal whether there's any path to redemption for a project that has become synonymous with controversy.
Whereas the Snow White model is the message ad infinitum, shoved directly up your ass, and, most importantly, in the most insufferable possible way, like screamed at you.
The Snow White saga serves as a cautionary tale about the delicate art of reimagining beloved classics. While Disney has successfully updated many of its animated films for modern audiences, this adaptation appears to have crossed an invisible line. The challenge moving forward will be determining exactly where that line exists. How much change is too much when dealing with stories that generations have treasured? As the dust settles on this controversy, one thing remains clear. Not even the most iconic fairy tales are immune to modern cultural contention. Whether Rachel Zegler truly broke down after Jack Black's alleged confrontation, or this is merely another Hollywood rumor, The incident has become emblematic of a film that lost its way trying to reinvent a classic without preserving what made it timeless in the first place.